Hello everyone and welcome to Moonride, where we are channeling the man in the moon. So number one, I really want to thank three people for helping Lena and I out the other day and moderating. Those people are Sheila from Celtic Tarot, Lori, Sue, Cragen, and Whimsy from the Oracle of Whimsy. I really cannot thank you guys enough. We were really going to be in trouble without your help. I just so appreciate it. Thanks and thanks again. Number two, if you've been trying to get a hold of me and make appointments, forgive me if I'm taking a lot of time to get back. I've had a lot more work to do for this school. I promise I will get back to everybody when I am able. Number three, give yourself a pat on the back. Look, this was an almost impossible task. The Republicans had a huge advantage. They had the advantage of the bully pulpit. They had the advantage of the White House. They broke the Hatch Act many, many times. Every trick in the book, and still a coalition of people who, kind of had to give some stuff up. I know Biden was not my first choice. That coalition of people is what democracy looks like, where people get some of the things that they want and share power and treat each other really, really well and join together to defeat a common enemy. And the common enemy is an undemocratic one. So please give yourself a moment to congratulate yourself. Everybody did everything they could, and it worked. Do not forget this as we move forward in the times. It worked. We did the right thing, and we succeeded. Now, let's see. Maybe just give yourself a moment here. Okay, before we move on to the next problem, I know that's what the media wants you to do. There is some truth to it, though. Trump is still in office, and I am concerned that he is going to do worse things. I'm also a little bit concerned about how this is playing out democratically. So let's just ask the first question of Spirit. What's Trump going to do now that he is the loser? Well, he's going to do what he can do. I often see him with these hands sort of sending lightning bolts out. They're the usual frustrated, outraged, tweets, that he does. He just fired Mark Esper. Why on earth you would do such a thing now? It just makes no sense. You're going to replace somebody for 3 months. But there's no rhyme or reason to what he does. It is merely about his ego. And it's merely about what he can do and get away with. Yeah, there will be other firings. Spirit, is he going to fire Fauci? A big crisis is coming regarding Fauci. Yeah, okay, so I see a heart, and it splits. Okay, so it's like the relationship is over or something. It is fraught. It feels really fraught. So definitely Trump is considering firing him. And some people in the government, even the right wing, are pushing back against that and saying it's a bad political idea. Here's the thing about Trump. He didn't care about anybody else. So he didn't care who wins the two open Democratic or it could be Republican seats in Georgia. He does not care at all. So he will undermine that position. And he'll undermine it by doing stupid stuff. Yeah, hundreds of thousands of lives are on the line. The getting rid of Fauci will cause death. It'll cause, more than 50,000 people will die just from that removal. Even if it's temporary, it could be 100,000 people. And it will create another crisis. So, Spirit, is this when the Republicans kick him out? I get December. They might get rid of him a little bit early. Let's see. So tell me more, Spirit. Are they going to kick him out early? Something's going to go down December 22nd. A real battle, a real fight. Don't be surprised. These people like in the Senate, McConnell, for example, who is pretending to support Trump's little battle about the election. They're just showing that off. They know what's written on the wall. They know Biden's going to win. They're just showing that off to pretend to be supporting Trump in this particular way. They don't want him to come back. They want to get rid of him, and the sooner the better. And if they could get rid of him and put in somebody who's going to give a bunch of presidential pardons to them, boy, you can imagine that's what they'd love to do. There's no reason to continue with Trump. Stock market doesn't even want Trump now that they got their breaks. So, what's Trump going to do? It's just like an explosion almost. It's just like a social explosion happens in December. It's the ultimate, like even more than other things, it's the ultimate blowout where Republicans have to decide, do they believe in democracy or not? Are they going to help the people or not? It's not going to be good for the right wing. It's not going to be good for the Republican Party. It's going to make them look really bad and turn people against them as more people die. And if only because of their politics, they care about, how many deaths there are. They do actually care about that, if only to save themselves. So what else is Trump going to do? Always the returning ship. I think Trump came closer than we think to a war, and we don't know about it yet, but I keep seeing the ship turning around. So there might be other attempts to start aggressions with foreign powers. That is not going to be supported by the Senate. Even Republicans on the Senate are not going to buy into this. It will be another reason why they want to get rid of him. So what else is happening here? It might even be that one of the ships fires some shots. This seems to be somewhere in the Atlantic. That it's just shots fired. The ship turns around, that nothing really happens. It's just a crisis again, a la Trump. He's going to keep creating these crises because that helps him. It benefits him. There's no harm to him if there's a crisis. He's already lost his job, right? But he's got nothing to lose. Are we going to see any traction in healthcare? I'm not sure he'll actually get away with firing Fauci. He may get very close. I see Fauci with a tear running down his eye. I should say face. But, Fauci cares about people. It might just be because of the human loss. Fauci does come forward a bit, and he's more open about his opinion and what he thinks of this handling of the virus. Some Republicans look ashamed when he comes out and says the truth. Somehow, I think Fauci squeezes by. He doesn't get fired. He looks like he's going to work with Biden. He might even be shoved, almost like temporarily fired, or they try to put him away, and he says no way, and he goes out and speaks anyway. The other important thing I see is really Republicans just looking at their feet. Like they look like they know what's going on, and they're ashamed of it. So I'm looking at just the virus in general. It's funny because it's just like I can see it kind of coming through Europe. And it's moving west. I think that might be the point, that it's moving west. It's moving here to the United States, I should say. Let's see. I'd see like lots of arrows of where things are moving, and it's just going everywhere in the U.S. Right now the cases are increasing yesterday in 46 states, massively increasing throughout the nation. So there's no one that's safe, really. no state that is safe. Yeah, it's going to be a major disaster. Tell us more about this. So there's it looks like a bunch of beakers, and maybe they have the medicine in it, because there was a vaccine that they're thinking is going to work out, but Trump takes those and he smashes them, right? So it's almost like he is purposely undermining that vaccine, or he's just incompetently undermining it. It's just a question of him putting himself before others. So I think there's going to be some problems in distribution because of Trump. And he really is that vindictive that he would do that. Wow. And it's funny because the case is almost like swirl. It's almost like they're continuous arrows moving around. Like when you see a hurricane coming, there's like these arrows of like where the air is going to go, I suppose. It's just really interesting and odd. But it's moving, it's moving very constantly, which is very concerning to me. So, Spirit, what should we do? Be very open in the sense of listen carefully and pay attention. See if you can really do a pyramid over yourself, protect yourself. See if you can do your best to meditate on this and, ask Spirit and listen to yourself. If you're feeling strangely about any event and you're just wondering, should I go there? Is this the right thing to do? If you just check in with your own feelings, if you truly don't like the feeling of going there for Thanksgiving, listen to yourself. Don't do it. Trust your feelings a little bit here. I know that feelings can sometimes get out of hand, but at the same time, if you meditate and you really listen, this is the best way to protect yourself. And if you don't feel safe, don't do it. There is no reason right now to take a risk. And wear masks. I see Biden wearing a mask, and I think that's eventually going to be a large part of the solution here. Before we even get to the vaccine and distribution, there will be more demands on people to wear masks. And more, those people who refuse to wear masks will be seen for what they are, as selfish people. Yeah, history will not record those people very well. Spirit, is there anything else that we should know? Maybe something we can do. As far as you can, do what we just did, which is work together with the people in your community to solve problems. That is a possibility available to you. Do this in a safe way. You can do this through Zoom calls and go online. You can talk to other people about how they're experiencing this in one way or another. Community is really going to be what saves us. And that might seem an odd thing to say because right now we're restricted from getting together. But it really is the community and awareness and talking and not getting in arguments with people because that's not productive. Get to the people who are productive and work as much as possible and as objectively as possible with them to end this situation, this crisis. As you do that, realize you just did the biggest thing, okay? You just defeated the biggest problem that we have today. The source of all of these problems has been defeated, right? And as he goes down in defeat, many more things will take place that will continue the defeat. It will continue the defeat of the Republican Party. Among other things, they're killing their own members. They're also killing everybody else, but they're killing their own members. That is not ultimately going to be good for them. This situation of denial will eventually unravel, and people will have to look at the truth. Insofar as that happens, Be patient and just do what you can, and join some kind of community, even if it's just online, even if it's just Zoom calls or talking, even if it's just researching and looking at videos about spirituality. This is what this time is really going to be about, strength in community and strength in observation. Don't forget to take care of yourself during this time. That is the best thing that you can do to prevent the spread of this pandemic. As healthy as you can be in your mind and your body, meditate. I know this is really hard to do. Exercise, all that stuff. Just do what you can. This will pass. It is a blip in history. It is just a few seconds in time compared to overall time. We will get through this in a year and a half. This will be a memory, a thing from which we have learned. And Trumpism will not rise again. It will be defeated, maybe not as quickly as we would like, but it will die its agonizing and slow death. Thanks so much for watching.